Hello everyone. How's your day? I hope you all are doing absolutely fine. Welcome to Reddit relationship stories, huh? They can be absolutely magical or feel like navigating a minefield. Today, we're diving into some Reddit stories where love, drama, and maybe even a little heartbreak take center stage. Grab your popcorn because these tales are a wild ride. Let's jump right in. The first story is from our dating advice.
I realized I've been making a big mistake on my dates. I went on a date last night with a nice woman from Bumble who was very frank and straightforward, and it was a breath of fresh air. We had a nice evening and talked about lots of things, including some quite heavy stuff like existential dread, fear of failure, dissatisfaction with current job situation, feeling like our friends are doing better than us and feeling inadequate in that regard, career not going according to plan, some traumatic work experiences, traumatic relationship experiences, etc. Specifically, how I ended up doing this job that is okay but I don't love, was made redundant from a job I actually did want to do, and was unemployed for a year before I could get this one. I'd have taken anything at that point. Mortgage isn't going to pay itself. Also, for clarity, she shared at least as much as I did in a similar vein. Also, for the record, I do have my shit together. I own my own house, it's nice, and I have 2 cars and a motorbike. I am conventionally moderately successful. So at the end, when we were saying goodbye, she told me she wasn't really feeling dating vibes from the evening. I was a little surprised. I felt like there could be something there with a bit more time perhaps. But no biggie. I asked her why she wasn't feeling it, out of curiosity. And she said that she felt our situations were too similar, and she tends to take on people's problems and, paraphrasing, basically she didn't want to have to fix my shit. She did also acknowledge that she'd volunteered various bits of advice and that I hadn't requested and probably didn't need it, but that's how she felt. That we were both lost. I certainly don't expect anyone else to deal with my issues, and to be honest, there's not much to deal with anyway. I'm taking the steps I need to do to improve my life in the way I want. That year unemployed was miserable, and my mom got diagnosed with cancer at the same time, and I was dealing with a shitty relationship with someone with undiagnosed BPD, and I made it through primarily through sheer strength of will mixed with desperation and some key support from friends. I don't need help from a future girlfriend. My girlfriend at the time was certainly no help. She made that year twice as hard as it needed to be, and she only really cared about my problems if she felt they were affecting her. I challenge anyone to manage that year without a breakdown, but I did, so my support system is quite adequate and doesn't need propping up. I hold no ill will for her opinion, and the feedback is useful, but it got me thinking. I'm a very honest person. Ironic that I now work in sales. Can you see why I didn't want to do it? And quite open. Maybe it's oversharing. But I don't mind telling people that I've struggled with something or something has been kicking my butt, and the last couple of years have been freaking awful or I have an insecurity about something. I think it makes me easier to understand and hopefully paves the way for other people to feel comfortable sharing. But now that I think about it, I think every single time I've been honest about my struggles and disillusionment with my professional situation, and how I don't particularly take any pride in what I do, it has turned the woman right off. Maybe they think I'm not coping? Of course I'm coping. No others have specifically said it, but now that I think about it, there's an extremely strong correlation. I guess women don't want to deal with your problems. Or that's the fear. I suspect they want someone who is happy, proud of what they do, and says everything is going great. I suppose that's a much more attractive situation to join. I need to stop saying, it's not going great. I am dissatisfied with the current situation, and I'm working on getting a new job just as soon as I can. Don't women like ambition? Well, yes, but actually no, not unless you frame it positively. So, in conclusion, I don't think honesty in this area is doing me any favors. People say they want you to be honest with them. Women are always saying they wish men would open up more to them. My advice to any men reading this would be, don't. Not if you have any problems. Not if you're feeling lost in the world. Women hate that. Women aren't interested in you if you have problems. I think they are looking for someone to reduce their problems, not add to them as they see it. Maybe it's not women, it's people, but I can't imagine hearing a woman say to me, I've had a rough couple of years and I'm struggling to get what I want out of life and I'm not satisfied, and think, thanks. Maybe other men would feel like that, I don't know. Anyway, no more sharing. We'll be glossing over all that negativity from now on.
Ultimately, your insight is solid. Framing matters. Ambition is attractive, But it's even more appealing when coupled with confidence in the face of adversity. You've clearly got that strength, you just need to make sure it shines through. And hey, the right person will appreciate your honesty when the time is right. This story is from our / relationship.
How do I tell him that I don't want to cook for him anymore? How do I, 24F, politely tell him, 24M, to feed himself? So, I've been seeing this guy for about 4 months now. We've gone on 10+ dates, and now we've progressed to hanging out at my place. I feel the need to be a proper host whenever he comes over, so I always make breakfast and lunch/dinner whenever he stays with me. Now I'm thinking that was a bad idea, because it's like he expects me to cook for him every time he comes over. I do feel bad though, because he literally drives an hour and a half to spend time with me. I don't drive, and I feel like I should be okay with cooking for him, but it's just so exhausting. I don't even really cook for myself. I make simple rice, bean, and protein dinners for myself, but he always wants me to make something that is not that simple. It's gotten to the point where I dread him coming over, because I don't want to have to cook for him. I'm usually exhausted from work and just want to have sex, watch TV, and relax, and whenever we're hungry, make it a team effort to make something to eat, so it doesn't all just fall on me. Is that wrong of me? I feel like his mom or wife whenever he asks me, "What's for dinner?" And I'm not. I'm just a girl who's been dating him for a few months, so I definitely don't think I should be feeling like his wife. He's also pretty picky whenever it comes to his food. There are a lot of things that he doesn't like and certain temperatures he likes his foods to be cooked at. He won't complain if it's not right, but it still makes me anxious that he won't like it, and it just adds on more stress about cooking for me. Last week I asked him to come over, and he was like, "Sure, what are you thinking of cooking?" And I wanted to say never mind right then and there, but instead I just asked him what he wanted, and no joke, he sent me a menu he made for what he wanted for breakfast and lunch, and said we could figure out something else to eat for dinner. This man wanted me to cook him 3 different meals. I literally told him I actually didn't feel like cooking, so I'd just order him something from DoorDash, but he didn't seem to want that. We're supposed to be hanging out again soon, and I just know he's going to ask me to cook again. How do I politely tell this man that I am not his mother, and that he needs to feed himself and stop depending on me to do it? In a nice way, please, lol. TLDR, been seeing this guy for 4 months. Whenever we hang out at my place, he expects me to cook for him. I hate cooking and am getting tired of it. How do I tell him to stop depending on me for food?
Cooking for someone you care about can be a nice gesture, but when it turns into an expectation, it's a problem. This isn't about being a bad host. It's about setting boundaries. You're absolutely right. You're not his mom or his personal chef, and it's unfair for him to assume you'll handle all the meals. A simple, direct conversation can go a long way, but do make sure to frame it right.
My girlfriend cheated on her exes and lied about it. What should I do? Currently, we're almost 2 years into our relationship. Everything is going well so far, like no third party or whatsoever. However, there are occasions that she lied to me, and one of that was when she kept mentioning to me that she hated people who are cheaters, because she said she can never do that and never ever have done that. She also lied about her total number of exes and guys she slept with. Just last day, I met a friend who happened to know my GF. Our conversation was casually about our past life and updates on our own status until she mentioned about what truly happened on my GF's exes. He still had screenshots about convos proving my GF cheating occasions on her 2 exes. TLDR, I know we're going well right now, and I do trust her based on her actions towards me. I'm just a bit paranoid on her past that she lied about. What's the best thing to do?
Finding out she lied about her past is understandably unsettling, but it's important to address it openly. Sit down with her and express what you've learned in a calm way. Ask why she felt the need to lie. Her response will show if she's willing to be transparent and rebuild trust.
My boyfriend wants to break up with me over not wanting kids right now. Is that worth breaking up over? My boyfriend wants to break up with me because I am not ready for kids at this immediate point in time. That I know ideas about kids is inherently a deal breaker, but it's not the fact that I don't want kids, just not right now while I am still in school. I am honestly distraught. We've been together for almost 7 years and have had our fair share of ups and downs. I fully regret us not already being married, but that should happen within the next year. He says he is tired of waiting and feels so unfulfilled by not being a father. We are not in an ideal place in our life, and I have been very adamant I want a real plan in place before bringing a child into this world. He literally said, people in worse situations have kids all of the time. People in third world countries have kids all of the time and are happy. We have people around us that would provide support and hand-me-downs. We don't need items to make us happy, etc. I could go on. It all just made me flabbergasted. TBH, I told him I do want kids before I'm 35, ideally starting when I'm 30, and he says he can't wait anymore.
This is a classic case of differing timelines and priorities in a relationship. It's understandable that he's eager to become a father, but you're in a position where finishing school and having a solid plan is more important right now. Kids are a huge commitment, and you're right to want to be in a stable place before taking that step. Wow, relationships really are complicated. Whether it's about love, communication, or the occasional misunderstanding, there's always something to learn. Let me know in the comments which story was your favorite, or if you've got one of your own to share. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Stay fine.